Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
sounds basic.
now that
Also,
you've
hello,
said
Ethereum.
hardcore
Hello,
blood-borne
Nemo.
pornography, I cannot help but click the go live button. I mean,
There
Yeah.
you go.
that
Um,
is just a
so I
given.
do I do have a bit of a rant.
Okay,
So
we're
I
all
am
here for you,
currently
Porsche. This is, after all, your
yeah, fuck
personal
fuck
therapy
all of you.
session.
This is my stream now.
Oh man.
Aw.
Um,
I was gonna be
I do
nice, but
no. Fuck all of you.
Let the
I mean, I
French guy
wish.
whine
Can
a
I?
bit.
I'll do it.
No clue the year. But so currently I'm working on my LinkedIn profile because I have to if I want to get like some business connections as well as get like a new job, right?
Yeah.
I fucking hate this website.
Oh, LinkedIn sucks.
I'm very
Yeah,
glad I
LinkedIn.
don't have to use it.
Yeah, fuck you, Burger. I hate you so much.
I hate
Do you,
myself too, brother.
do you need some
well,
cheese with that wine, brother?
No,
only if it's Gouda.
Excuse
I
me, it's
can't. I
pronounced Gouda?
Gouda?
Gouda.
Like, people,
It's
It's Gouda.
pronounced
whenever I
get a bit of
say,
cheese.
because I find saying Gouda so strange. So whenever I just speak English and say Gouda, people are like, oh, what are you one of those fucking people that always says the thing correctly? What do you say, espresso? It's like, no, it just is weird for me to say Gouda because I grew up calling it Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like
Gouda.
it doesn't let me select the correct school I want to because I'm putting in my education levels. I'm not
Oh,
gonna dox myself
is it not letting you put in the French section, the English section of the French
No,
school in
no,
the
no. So
French
I
part
didn't
of
do that.
London
I
that
did
is
not do
located
that.
in
I did
Paris?
in London, you idiot. No, I did not go through that. I went through the entire French system until I finished my brevet, and then when I was supposed to do my baccalaureate, which is I think the equivalent of the A levels, I switched over to an English school, like a proper English school.
Proper
This is
English.
this is a French coin, Kashi.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it says République Française. So
That's
it
what I
definitely
thought
is.
it might have been.
It's
Oh yeah,
you
it's
may you
liberté,
might have felt that
fraternité,
as you were
égalité.
holding it in your hand, you became more gay.
Yeah. No, but you
I
can
think I
literally
might have
see the
felt that.
motto.
Yeah.
You can see the motto of it.
Mon Dieu, do
Liberté,
you want my currency? It is
Yeah.
smelly.
liberté, égalité, fraternité.
Ass
That's like the
panties.
big French. That's like the big
Liberty,
French
stinkity.
motto.
Yeah.
I found like 10 cents of
Liberty,
like French money, I
equality,
guess.
fraternity. Literally, France as a concept is a fraternity.
Yeah.
No women allowed.
Yeah,
I'm
there's no
sorry,
women in
Emo.
France. It's
That's fine. I don't plan on going to France.
My
no, you
heart.
can go. There's none there. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Burger,
Yeah,
do you
what's
want to
the
see
point?
do you want to see the game mechanic of this game?
Yes, I want to see
What
the
game are
very
you
specific
playing?
game
Okay,
mechanic.
so yeah, so here I am. I'm this big. I
Oh,
can
this is the one from Seth's recent.
Oh yeah, look at me.
He's an absolute unit of a guy.
Apparently,
I
what's this?
so okay. So I'm.
Uh-oh.
Is the audience with? Oh boy! Oh no! I feel like we're not there yet at the game. Okay, there we go. That was the game mechanic. That was
My
it.
God, it's inflation fetish.
That was the game mechanic.
Yeah, this is a
I was like, is this gonna be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, no.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's a Metroidvania for furries who are into inflation.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
And it's actually a good game because the inflation mechanic actually works in your favor. Because the bigger you get, the slower you are, but you punch like a semi truck.
Ah, yes, the developer's barely disguised fetish.
Yeah.
I mean, let me restart this game and let me show you the title.
So yes,
I
boys,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I found a 2 pen or a 2 pound cent that was made on the year I was born, which is pretty cool. Not gonna
Base.
lie.
Oh yeah, I heard you
What
can.
the fuck, dude?
Mayo. I do have to ask. True that if people snorted fentanyl
Okay.
using a dollar bill, and you have quite a high amount of fentanyl on that bill, the moment you touch it, a few minutes afterwards, you kind of like go into a coma or shit.
What?
That is not
No,
true. That is
no,
100%
that's
not
not
true.
true.
That is something
Yeah.
they tell cops in America believe this.
Yeah, cops, yeah, cops
But it is
believe
not
that
true.
shit.
They've obviously never done drugs. Let me
If
just
you
Well,
say.
snort
see, well, no,
fentanyl-
the thing with the cops is that they've never like experienced fentanyl, so when they get told that, they believe that's going to happen. So even if they're not, even if they just think they're exposed to it, they'll like get like the psychosomatic symptoms from it.
Mm,
Sure.
Yeah.
If you snort
Hey.
fentanyl, you get possessed by the spirit of George Floyd.
yeah. Heck yeah.
I do want to post this article in the studio chat.
I
don't know.
just real quick
Will the
before that
Guardian-
happens, right? Shout out to AFP Fact Check on Twitter for fact checking the image of Mark Zuckerberg in front of the World Trade Center, saying "friendly reminder that never happened." Shout out to them for like fact checking that. To just. Oh, I saw this earlier and I laughed for like 15 minutes.
Why is this coin so huge? It's like 2 pence.
Oh, for English money, I was giving, and I was in London, like a homeless guy rolled up to me. It was like, "Oh, do you have some money, mate?" And I gave him like the biggest coin I could find, and he like looked at me like I just fucking took his balls and tried to rip him off. Because it was worthless, but it was the biggest coin they have.
Man.
What the heck, dude?
It is insane.
Yeah, this thing's literally the size bigger than a quarter.
Yeah.
They're really proud. I think it's a pride thing.
Will the Guardian strike you if I post like an link to their article, or is like the Guardian not that big
Definitely,
of
if you post links on the internet, this channel is going to get copyright struck, bro.
Yeah.
That is
Like, I don't know
100%
how-
going to happen.
I don't know how fuckity people are on the internet with copyright.
No.
Okay, I've heard how fuckity companies are, but I don't know about like journals and shit. Okay,
I did, like, even if that did happen, who gives a shit?
I'm pretty sure news organizations are totally fine with you spreading their content around, so people
So,
can
like-
look at it and
That's
see
true.
the ads.
So I'm looking through this article and I'm like, oh shit, they are talking about the Guidron Castle, which is like a bit of background on this. It is a castle where they completely built it from the ground up, mind you, using medieval techniques of the time, which
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like a 12th century castle. So they've got like that giant hamster wheel, a crane thing, that
Yeah,
one.
brother.
Yeah, they got that one. They've got like a stonemason, an actual legit stonemason carving stone.
It would be fucked up if they had gotten someone who wasn't a stonemason to do that, though. Like,
Yeah, no, but I'm like a genuine fucking stonemason who's using like a hammer and whatever you call it. He's driving nails into
I mean,
the
they
rock.
are taught to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was aliens. There's no way somebody could hop on.
No,
the
but I'm
there's no way
wheel.
French
No.
people could build a cathedral
Yeah,
that
yeah.
beautiful without
Okay,
the help
first
of
of
No,
all,
aliens.
no,
like
it
a
was
whole
obvious. It was obviously aliens.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but I'm like
With their
don't
giant
we have
3D
we do
printers.
have modern tools for that, but they've gone the extra mile and went like, you know what, we're going like full authentic with this.
Yeah.
And
It's also,
supposedly,
I'm just making a joke about how people are like, the
like
Egyptians couldn't
ancient
possibly.
aliens.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
we've proven that, like, with very, very, very basic
It's like the
technology.
French people are proving it right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's like, I want to give them props for, going the extra mile and just doing it authentically because, you can cut corners. I would not mind them for cutting corners because it takes ages to build a castle that size, right?
Cutting corners is based.
There's
Yeah,
there was a
No,
guy.
as a business, no.
There
I
was,
wanted-
there was a,
I wanted, like, the hyper-modernist church roof design for the Notre Dame just to, like, piss people off.
No.
I was really
Yeah.
No,
into that
I wanted to
Burger,
idea.
build
I will
a- I want-
find you.
Yes.
Burger, I know where you live. I
No,
know where you live.
you have to.
Do not.
No, burger. You have to keep it French. So
Yeah.
obviously you gotta put like a curry 4 on top of it.
Yeah.
Kashi M, I will murder both of you with my bare knuckles.
But there's like a park down in Florida where it was the property of this little guy. I think
I think
he
it was
made
Italian.
So it's called, yeah.
he made like a ton of money up in New York, and then he like retired to Florida, and he bought this property, and he like would truck in like multi-ton stones, and he only worked at night, or like people just didn't see him working, but he built all these sculptures and built all these works where it's like he's got like 10-ton stones balanced so perfectly that you can spin them around.
Yeah.
And all this cool shit, and everybody's like, oh, he must have had influence from, he must have been like a magician or something. It's like, no.
Definitely.
And like people like redid what he did. Is like, no, even like a little guy, if you have like a box and a block and tackle and all these basic tools, you could do exactly what he did, as long as you have patience.
Yeah,
As long as you have
pulleys
patience.
are OP.
I don't have
Yeah.
patience. I remember this when I don't know who it was, but somebody was on Rogan, right? And they were talking about Göbekli Tepe, this thing in Turkey, this ancient site.
Oh yeah.
And Rogan was like,
yeah.
yeah, but the technology, it's so incredible. What they did is completely impossible for them to do at the time. And the guy's like, no, it was a lot of effort and very expensive, but they definitely were able to do that at the time. Yeah, but if it's so difficult, they must have had help from aliens or something. I mean, just as something must have happened there. You know, if it was so difficult, it's like, no, people were doing difficult things. They just. But there must have been like a reason. Somebody just could not let it go.
No, the whole like ancient aliens conspiracy and all that shit, it all boils down to that our quality of life these days is so good that we are so fucking impatient. That's all it is, because people back then,
I
people
love
back
ADHD,
then,
dude.
Yeah, because people back then, especially during the off season for farming, had nothing but time.
Yeah.
They had nothing but time.
Yeah, so they were able to like watch all the episodes of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They caught up to One Piece, you know, and
Naruto. LMAO.
It is insane to me to think that you just like I am bored all the time.
Yeah,
and to be in the past where there's even less to do, I'm like, what the? How did people like?
Hell no, brother.
It's like when I get like a microwavable rice pouch, and it says it takes 90 seconds. I'm like, God damn it, 90 seconds, Jesus.
He'd have this thing that
that
literally something a king, God emperor would have paid a whole harem of wives to be forgiving.
Yeah, he could give me a slave for this like.
Yeah, I did straight up, and it's just something that we could buy at the shop.
Yeah, for $1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Silver.
I do love that.
How's it going?
Look, I see Silver's here. Okay, now it's Posh, what are you playing? Dismantle.
I'm playing Dismantle. New DLC release, boyos.
What is the purpose of this game?
I think I've told you already.
But, I've seen this. Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah. It's not boring to me. Fuck you.
It's I remember this. You just basically break shit.
Yeah. Because it's fun.
Dismantle.
Why not break shit? Damn it. Still can't.
I would hope the title goes with the game.
We call it the Praxis Simulator. But yeah, I was saying this earlier. There's apparently like in Germany, and I think outside of Germany too, like a universal LARP currency.
Universal what?
LARP currency of like copper, silver, and gold. There's like
Mhm.
coins you buy at the supermarket, and the people like trade. Not at the supermarket, like at the shop, and people
the shop,
trade them. And like if you, I got some of that, and it was like legitimately like I own that shit now. Like those
Yeah.
3 copper pieces. And ironically, the copper pieces are kind of the most valuable because even though silver and gold are more valuable than them, copper is the only thing that's actually like traded.
Hmm.
Because you
Wow.
can't, if you like,
Really?
silver is always too much, and like if you put a gold on the table, you basically end any sort of negotiations.
I
And
just
people
bought the
like,
shop.
okay, that's
You're welcome.
yeah, that's just too much money. Yeah.
Plus, you can melt down the copper and actually like sell it to a
I mean, you
junkyard.
can melt down all of them.
I
Just-
feel like
Yeah.
I don't think it's actual copper coins. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that sucks. That would have been awesome if it was.
No,
I mean, it would probably cost a lot of money, like money.
It's
I
not.
mean,
It's
well,
not
people
that
buy
bad.
people buy NFTs, so you know.
They're
Well,
pretty
you're
cheap.
right. You're.
People buy
Australia, this is not
non-existent
like
items.
this is a pretty cheap thing. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, people like actually use it like across different conventions, and I find that pretty fascinating.
No, that's pretty cool.
I didn't know they used it in other countries.
Wait, do you also have something like that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to take it to events.
Yeah. I mean,
Otherwise, you're just gonna be like hungry and thirsty and shit all the time.
well, I mean that really did. For this event, I was an NPC, so we had like full food all the time.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, it was really good
Neato.
food too because I'm kind of traumatized by like big event cooking because
Uh-huh.
it's
always
people-
trash.
Yeah, but this time really actually good food because
I
it's
love
not like
LARP
it's
food because
yeah.
like it's always like some guy who's just really into cooking and is just really good at it, and
Yeah.
you're like,
I
love you, man.
I traded like the character I was playing most of the time was like a fairy tale merchant, and I traded a fairy tale for like some. I don't like coffee, but that was really fucking good coffee, like insane. Yeah.
Did the person grow the coffee beans
I
themselves
have
and
no
shit?
idea. I don't know. They were he was in character. He made like a really good cake too. It was fucking baller. But yeah, we as the NPCs we got like food, like curry and bolognese and
Dope.
shit. They made us crepes on like the day.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
We crepes.
How good
Nice.
were the crepes?
They were
Fancy.
good. They weren't like high end artisan. They weren't like as thin as you'd expect crepes to be. But honestly,
Oh.
being someone who was real like German Pfannkuchen, it's kind of it's I prefer that actually.
All right, fair enough.
Pfannkuchen. I saw a fucking recipe today on Facebook, where basically like she's like cooking. She's condensed milk, throwing some shit together, boiling it all in like a pan, right? The
Okay.
water and condensed milk and oil mixture.
Okay.
And then like letting it cool, adding flour and shit, like transferring it to a different container, and then it's just pancake batter. It's like you didn't need to do that.
I
you
was like,
didn't-
I was like,
you
is
didn't
cooking
need to
it-
boil
cooking
this.
is not necessary.
That sounds like those 5-minute crafts where it's
Yeah, the
just
people who
complete-
don't know how to cook but sound like they
It's
try to know how to cook.
The
Yeah.
amount of like shitty cooking videos that I see on Facebook that are just criminal. Where it's like I watch a 3-minute video and then there's always like this text popping up on the screen. It's like, oh, this is such a delicious recipe. It's so good. This is great. And then it like turns around and it looks like a war crime. It's just like it's steak, but it's like actually gray with blue spots. And then they're like,
Yeah.
this is
There's
so good.
if you
I
think
love how
face-
like if they
you-
have
you
to
think-
like use like words to tell me how good it is, like I'm like,
Yeah.
nah. They aren't even enjoying
that
it.
sounds absolutely revolting.
Sus.
I remember it was like a couple days ago. I was on TikTok and I saw this video where it's like, oh, it's this person making homemade fried chicken,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it looked totally normal. Like this person was making totally normal fried chicken,
Yeah.
and then they talk about like making Kool-Aid. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, you don't have to show that. We all know what Kool-Aid is. But they were rendering down the Kool-Aid into a syrup, and they were using the syrup as a dipping sauce for the fried chicken.
Nice.
Dear Lord.
I've had that at some cookouts.
To be
and it's
fair,
not
that
horrible.
does sound like something I would definitely do, but I understand your horror at this situation.
Yeah, I was not
Lord,
expecting
Kool-Aid
it.
is mostly just sugar, so like if you make like
I
a
need
barbecue
to-
sauce out of
I need
it, it's
to, fucking do a
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
No,
actually,
that is
yeah, you could.
incredibly cringe.
Actually, yeah, you could make a barbecue. Yeah, maybe.
Dr.
Barbecue sauce
Pepper
is
is a
sweet.
great foundation for barbecue sauce too.
It sure is.
It is.
Don't tell this to
actually-
my chef friend though. He will.
I've found that A&W root beer is a pretty good foundation for sauces and marinades as well.
I hate root
Mhm.
beer.
Okay,
I
so,
I hate root beer as well.
so you know how there's like all
Oh,
those
but-
weird recipes from like
I
the
wouldn't say
from
hate.
like
Hate is
the
a pretty
the
strong word.
60s and 70s America where it's like, you know, you're putting everything in the gelatin and shit like that.
The fucking mystery how
I've
that like
seen
happened
those
in the
recipes.
first place.
You put all the shit in the jelly.
It was a white person thing, but actually one recipe that
It
actually
was.
like works.
Specifically the like suburban white people.
Yeah, where it's like a generation prior they were just like immigrants living in tenement housings, and then like in the 50s and 60s they became middle class and just had all this wealth they didn't know what to do with.
LMAO.
But no, like one recipe that actually is pretty good. Bear with me. It's called Hot Dr. Pepper. And
Um,
literally what it is you boil Dr. Pepper,
Okay.
serve it in a glass with a slice of lemon, and it actually tastes pretty good.
Why do you need to boil it? Like, are you trying to reduce it?
You're trying
No,
to
you
reduce
just-
it.
No,
right?
no,
It's
you
like a
just
syrup?
you bring it to a boil so it's a hot drink.
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not.
just sitting
I
here
don't
thinking,
love
like,
hot
spicy.
drinks except for some.
Yeah.
I also assumed there was going to be like a spicy thing. Another great,
Yeah.
honestly, another fantastic thing that I kind of almost prefer for sauces as a base for sauces. I always use this kind of shit to deglaze my pan because I've been doing a lot of like fermentations and a lot of like lacto ferment shit. Just brining liquid. Any
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
brining liquid is really good. It adds
Fair enough.
so much fucking flavor. I mean,
I mean, the meat was sitting in it, so
not
Yeah.
even like not even meat. I'm talking like a brine for that you put onions in and shit to like conserve
okay.
it.
Mhm.
I have several of them. I have one in the fermenting that's like fucking celery with some lemon peels and lavender. And I had
That
some.
sounds interesting.
Today I put some in my food. There was basically like a shredded grapes with some various spices and herbs.
I've taken an interest in pickling. I think I'm gonna start doing that
Pickling
because
liquid too, fantastic for that.
well, I actually
I've-
want to make pickles.
Yeah,
Um,
but the
yeah,
I have
liquid that you
noticed-
get out of it, when you've made the pickles, you still have the liquid.
oh
Might as
yeah,
well
I
yeah,
have
that's it.
noticed.
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
noticed one thing about myself is that I cannot, for the life of me, cook eggs at all.
well,
Like
I have
any?
tried
Great,
multiple
because
Not
eggs
even
are
like scrambled
disgusting.
eggs.
Sounds like a
Yeah, no,
skill
like I
issue.
cannot cook scrambled eggs to save my life.
Okay, here's how you make some really good scrambled eggs. The thing with scrambled eggs is you have to keep moving it around. You can't let it sit.
I mean,
Y-
it depends on how you like it.
Well, the way I like it is it's hard to get here. Creme fraiche. You take your eggs.
Is it
You
hard
beat.
to do?
It's
Maybe
hard to
in
get
South
where I
Dakota.
live. Yeah, it's a South Dakota.
Oh, I
thing
mean,
where
yeah,
it's-
maybe. I was about to say
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by Latinos, so like
Yeah,
I
but
get
you
it.
also you live in LA, so it's fine.
Yeah. But like what I do is I'll beat the eggs a little bit, and then I'll put creme fraiche in, and I'll put it in the pot, and I just keep like stirring it every like couple seconds, and I don't put my salt in until the very end. My salt and pepper I don't put in until the very end, and that's how I make my scrambled eggs. It tastes great.
Well, the salt
Fair
really
enough.
breaks down the like structure of the
Yeah,
egg, so you want to
yeah.
put that in last.
I hate
Yeah,
eggs.
yeah.
I hate eggs.
But like, I
hate
was
eggs.
trying to cook for me and my dad.
Well, this isn't about you, Burger. Okay. Everyone else likes eggs.
Fair enough.
Scramble the eggs by hitting the vagina.
Oh my god.
I do want to say though, like I have tried cooking an omelet yesterday. It failed miserably. Like my dad was trying to be nice, like it's good, but I could clearly tell like
Did you not cook
nah,
the
it
eggs
ain't
enough?
my mom.
Like,
It ain't my mom. It ain't my mom's cooking.
well,
that
I
is-
mean, none of us cook like our
What
parents.
was wrong with it?
I definitely cook better than my mom.
It was too like I cooked it for too long. You could tell. Like it wasn't burnt, but you could tell like I overcooked it.
Like, did you burn
Like,
it? Like,
it
how
wasn't- No, I did not burn it. I
did it taste
overcooked
like a
Was it-
hotel
was it
continental
dry?
breakfast? Or
Yeah, it was kind of dry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's kinda gross.
You could also just be cooking it on too high of a heat as well. That could be
a
it.
good
Yeah.
thing, like a way to get it like where it's kind of perfect is like you cook it on like medium low.
Yes.
And then instead of like flipping it or whatever you do, you just put a little water and then put a lid on it, and it cooks the top.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I put a bit of oil. I wonder if I put a bit too much cooking oil for it.
You only need like
I am
Barely.
notorious for putting too much oil in, or like butter. I love cooking with butter.
I love butter.
I love butter.
It's just
Like, I
mean,
make my own butter, and I'm
olive
just like,
oil and
ugh.
butter.
yeah,
Yep.
it fucking rocks. Actually, I have a friend of mine. I want to do like a fat washed brown butter whiskey for him.
Oh, that sounds great.
Oh, my favorite thing to do is like if I make like bacon and eggs with pancakes. Is that I'll cook the bacon first.
Pancakes?
No, I don't put the bacon in the pancakes. But what I do is after I cook the bacon, I just make the pancakes in the bacon grease and use that as.
That
There's
the
a
grease.
lot of
rocks.
bacon grease after you make bacon, though.
Yeah, but it works. It's so good.
Like, a lot.
I mean, if you want to, you can drain off a little bit, but still, it's like
If it works for you, it works. But I'm like, dang,
But
there's
it's like
always
you-
tons after I cook bacon.
Well, it's like you get like a savory, salty, slight savory, salty taste.
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
you
that's
put
why you
and
make
then-
the bacon pancakes.
Yeah, and then you put
Just put it in
and
there.
then you put the syrup on, and
No.
No, what?
no, yeah, I use
No,
maple
syrup
syrup.
is gross. No.
Maple syrup and
is
baiton
gross.
rocks though.
Yeah,
no,
no,
maple
I
syrup,
use real.
maple
I
syrup
use I use real.
If you
syrup.
candy
I
the
don't-
I don't
bacon,
care
it's
what
pretty
kind
goat.
of syrup it is. It's gross.
I don't use Aunt Jemima or
Sugar
whatever they
does not
call it.
belong. Like high amounts of sugar does not belong in like breakfast food.
What?
Tell that to the cereal companies.
Excuse
Fuck
me,
you.
Kashi.
Candied bacon is amazing, and I will
I'm
hear
not
more
Kashi,
talking-
on it.
named after a cereal.
No, not
Us?
even candied bacon, guys. I'm like, oh
I-
my god,
I'm not
bacon
talking-
and
I'm
maple
talking-
syrup is god tier. I will
Yeah.
not. Yeah, holy shit.
I'm not talking about like the abominations they make at Pancake House International or
What?
IHOP.
What
I'm not
does
talking.
he do?
I just don't
I-
think maple syrup should be in breakfast. Period. Just
Why,
something be a
though?
breakfast item. Period.
Somebody's
Yeah, I
never
think it's
worked
good
outside.
sometimes.
Are you
Just not
memeing?
with bacon.
I'm not memeing.
Kashi,
Okay. I'm
Kashi, we can
Yeah,
see-
I'm honestly
holy
kind
shit,
of.
dude.
I'm kind of like. What
This
the
may
fuck?
be the worst statement that has ever been made on this stream.
I mean, you need
And
the
that
glucose.
includes I
And
don't
they've
know if I
talked
like
about-
child pornography. I've never
Yeah, I
seen
was
it.
just saying.
Who the fuck
Wow.
said, who said that?
That Sandro said that. That was one of the such a banger moment. He just completely dryly. He's like, I don't know if I like child pornography. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
What
was
the
pretty
hell?
I mean, it was a joke, obviously, but like,
yeah.
I mean, isn't that usually what they say about food? I don't know if I like X food. I've never tasted it.
yeah. But
Oh my
clearly,
God.
Kashi has.
But you don't
must
have to taste
had
it.
You don't
maple
have to
syrup.
taste it just to know.
I've
Well,
had maple syrup.
Where would you
need
put
the-
maple syrup?
Yeah, where would you? I pour it on the. I put a little bit of maple syrup on the pancakes.
If not,
That's,
Yeah,
on breakfast.
pancakes is fine.
yeah.
I
don't-
just
I don't.
I
put-
use
I-
maple
I'm not
syrup
like-
as a sweetener.
mean,
maple
yeah.
syrup is fine. I just don't. I just prefer not to have it on like my breakfast items.
Why not?
But where else would you put it?
What would you eat it
Yeah.
with?
I just don't eat it.
Oh,
So, but do you just? Okay, well, do you not even ever eat sweet anything?
Oh, I eat sweet things all the time. Like
But not
I
for
just-
breakfast,
Just
which is
not
the
for
most
breakfast.
acceptable time to eat sweet stuff.
no.
is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was like birthday parties.
At least in America.
Well, in like a daily
friggin-
thing.
There is I mean, America does have a problem with too much sugar during breakfast. But
I mean, it has
it's
a
okay
problem
to-
with too much sugar every single time you eat food.
Yes,
Yeah,
we've got a huge problem with sugar everywhere.
but like IHOP is like the biggest culprit of it because it's like they literally sell breakfast foods.
Why
like
are you like angry at IHOP today?
'Cause
What did
fuck
it do?
IHOP. Okay, because back when I back when I had to like hunker down because I was
Okay, yeah.
because of work issues, I had to do DoorDash, and every
Right.
time and like IHOP is the worst place to pick up for DoorDash. You're gonna sit there for like 20 minutes. They're gonna ignore you, and they're just pieces
my
of shit.
Silver,
I mean,
why
that
do you want
happens
me
in a
to
lot of
read that
places.
out loud? That I feel like this is some kind of fucking ploy. You know, one of those things where like
It
read that out
definitely
loud and it
is.
says
says like I'm gay. Like that.
Read this out loud. Back
fucking
in middle school and
tricking
high
me.
school, a quick breakfast I make was I put sauerkraut and Parmesan cheese on Tyson chicken tenders and microwave it.
I've
Actually-
never tried sauerkraut and Parmesan cheese, but now that you say this,
neither.
that sounds like that might work.
That
I
sounds
mean,
like it could
I
work.
can't knock it until I
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
I
I'm
mean,
not like.
it-
I'm not
Tyson
sold.
chicken tenders.
I mean, it sounds like pregnancy food, but I get it.
Yes.
I am pregnant.
I mean, what's wrong with pregnancy food?
It's just because
I found my favorite combination because my friend was pregnant. It's watermelon dipped in peanut butter.
Oh, that is good. No,
Is
that
it-
is
is
good.
that good?
Yeah.
It's tasty to me.
That has to be
Oh,
one
you
of the
know-
most American things I have ever heard in my life.
Because you know what? You know what else tastes good? Cayenne pepper and like ice cream.
Yes.
vanilla
Oh yeah,
ice cream.
cayenne
Oh,
pepper
yeah.
ice cream. Cayenne pepper vanilla is a pretty.
Vanilla is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good.
It makes
I don't
me
know.
want like
Sounds
a
kind of
freaking-
sus to me.
Vanilla in
Vanilla
general
ice
really
cream.
pairs very well with.
I do have to admit, like, I personally don't understand the fad of fad. I don't understand like why people like spicy things with like sweet things.
Because it tastes good.
As it goes together?
It's
Yeah,
Hard
it's,
from,
it's,
like,
it's, it's,
Sweet
a
and
good-
sour
I know
sauce?
this
Have
is-
you not like?
Yeah, no,
it's
I've
a
had
good
sweet and
flavor
sour sauce, but
combination.
it's like I don't understand with like actual sweets, not like sweet things, but actual sweets.
Have you never
Like
had like
churros?
that like dark chocolate with chili in it? Because that shit
Ah.
I
rocks.
don't like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You ever
I
had
do
mole?
not like that.
I have actually
Mole.
never
Mole's-
had mole, but I've always wanted to make some, and then it turns out it is work, and I'm like,
It is work, yeah.
Actually, I found one of my
A
favorite.
lot of like the Latin foods I like are like so much work. Like tamales take like all day.
yeah, and I'm
I'm
not
like,
about
holy
that life.
shit.
I'm not
like
about
my
the
well,
work
like one of my
life.
favorite things I discovered in from Mexico that I love is abuela like hot chocolate.
Like granny?
Yeah,
Like
is
made
that
by
a
grannies or
brand?
like
yeah, abuela. It's
oh,
like,
oh, okay.
yeah, it's like the logo is like this really old grandma with a cup of hot coffee.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's just like Mexican hot chocolate. It's
Yeah.
really really good.
There's a lady at my
Mexican Aunt
taco
Jemima.
truck. We just call her Abuela, but like she makes the best. Like she makes like homemade desserts every day, and so I just go to buy some.
Oh my god!
I'm like, I don't even know what like they are half the time, but I want to
Abuela's
support
homemade
Abuela.
desserts are always like a whole different thing.
Mhm.
I feel like South American desserts, honestly, may be the best in the world.
oh like
Because
Probably.
they
Yes, South-
they just took all of the best things from all of the cuisines and were like, we're going to put all these together. And it's going to taste great, and it does.
And and then
Yeah,
it did, yeah.
does.
And I was
It
like,
just
and then
Oh yeah, I mispronounced
actually
it.
can taste all of these flavors.
Abuelita.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm disappointed because I was hoping it was going to be called Abuela, not Abuelita.
Yeah,
Abuela.
sorry.
Yeah.
No, like honestly, like one of my favorite candies, like from Latin America, is literally just like, and they sell this in stores,
Yeah.
and it's just so simple because it's a plastic spoon, just dipped in caramel and left to harden, and you just
Okay.
Really?
It's like a sucker.
Sounds pretty gay.
yeah, it's
but
it's basically just a sucker using a play. I just the idea of just like, oh, we're gonna make a caramel sucker, but instead of using like an actual like lollipop stick, we just use a plastic spoon.
This looks like panza chocolate.
It does.
Panza chocolate.
No, but you don't
This-
eat it. You don't eat it like chocolate.
Oh my
You're
God,
supposed
it's
to-
But
fucking
it's
nasty.
straight up 100% looks like that.
It does look like panzer chocolate. But no, you take it and you just put it in a pot with milk and you boil, and you bring it up to a boil to melt the chocolate, and that's how you get their hot chocolate, and it tastes amazing.
Damn. Actually, have you ever had sahlep?
I've heard of it, but I
No.
have not.
I had some a few days ago because a friend of mine brought me like a cup. Like I was thinking more of a glass. And I was like, for some reason I want to use the last of my milk and to like boil the last of my milk to make myself a really nice sahlep. It is really tasty. I mean, you can't get real sahlep because it's illegal. It's like over harvested.
What is overharvested?
Sahlep. It's kind of it tastes a little bit. It's essentially it like boils down to being a very tasty thing that you put in a drink to flavor it. Like milk or water, either works. You can mix milk and water for it. Yeah. So there's like a lot of imitations of it that are pretty good. And I love this shit. It's a little bit like horchata.
Oh man.
Oh, I love horchata.
Yeah, but I mean that too. So this is probably because in America horchata is a different thing than it is because in America you drink American horchata, and the thing that I often drink, which has I mean that's not to knock like the concept of cinnamon milk, I mean it's fucking cinnamon milk. But it is cinnamon milk,
Right.
And
Cinnamon is delicious.
Oh, I
How
found
can you
one
diss
pan.
cinnamon?
It
Look.
doesn't have the same like distinctive flavor that like the original Valencian horchata has, which is tiger nuts. But
Which
those
is
are
what
pretty tiger nuts. But those are pretty difficult to get. So
Fair.
yeah, they fucking rock.
Maybe
them.
when I become rich one day.
I
LMAO.
remember I bought and ate this as a joke, this legitimately tastes so good. Dr.
You ate
Pepper.
something as a
Doc-
joke.
Well, I was like, oh, this is gonna be the. I
Sweet
bought
and
it.
sassy
How do
baked
they-
beans.
How do they? Because Dr Pepper is acidic, right?
Yeah, well,
Wouldn't
it's
that
a soda.
Wouldn't that harden the peppers? The beans, I mean.
I would assume so, but a soda usually softens everything that's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking beans. If you put in the tomato sauce too early into your chili,
It's true.
Yeah,
They're
that's
sassy.
true.
they suck. I made this mistake.
Yeah, it's really just all about timing when it comes to
Most
Cooking.
cooking.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, no. Let's continue talking about cooking. Actually, I like this.
oh
discussion.
no, I just want to say I had an ex-girlfriend, like this was like years ago.
Yeah.
When I first met her, I went over to her house and she was like, "Oh, I'll cook for us. I'll make some spaghetti." I'm like, "All right, cool."
It's always spaghetti.
It's
Yeah.
always spaghetti.
Yeah.
but like the thing she did, and I almost wanted to leave like right then and there was
I was
She-
like, oh, this isn't working out, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
no what she talking about timing. What she did was she took like she had like the pot of water and she put it on the stove, turned the stove on, and then just put the spaghetti in. Like
No.
right then.
Excuse me.
I
The water
Do
wasn't
okay.
not
even
boil the
boiling.
water.
Okay, no, here's the thing though. I would knock this, but
You should.
there's someone else who does this. And it's
Who?
like J. Kenji Lopez Alt, who is like
I was
one
gonna
of the
say,
greatest
and
chefs
it's
in the
you.
world.
No, okay.
No, this is like one of the greatest chefs in the world who like regularly does it. Not in like the cold water, but he does not wait until the water is boiled.
It's crazy.
Oh, it reminds me of a recipe I saw online from like the 1920s, I think, which was like what was it? I think it was called a hot cooked cake, and it's literally as soon as you turn on the oven, you put the cake mix in it.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you
Oh,
turn it
yeah,
on, don't
yeah,
even
I've done that
preheat.
before.
Yeah,
Mostly just because I'm impatient.
There's
There
a
is
there's
a
a
Yeah.
there's a YouTube channel. There's a YouTube
I
channel
know
dedicated
what
to
I
like
I know
Glenn and
the
Friends
gay- the-
Cooking, you'll mean.
no the gay guy from Canada.
Oh, him. Okay, I don't.
Yeah,
I
Wait,
feel
he's
like
from
I've
Canada?
I've seen all of his things, but I didn't see that one
The,
specifically.
the one he made that I really want to try is the apple pie without any apples.
Yeah.
What?
'Cause
And why is it an apple pie?
Okay, are we
why
talking
is it
about
a-
cooking history here?
Yeah,
No,
what
it's
it,
not
no,
cooking
it's a
It's
it's
not
a-
the channel Cooking History. Hang on,
No,
let me
no.
find it.
no, it's a gay guy from Canada who buys old cookbooks.
That really, it does not narrow it down.
Oh, the
to
TikTok guy.
any degree.
Yeah, the
Oh,
TikTok
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, he made
He's
an
just
app-
like cream pie. This actually,
Oh,
has no reason to be as good.
Yeah, it's the one who's
Yeah,
extremely annoying. Now I know.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should have
yeah.
said that.
he's
Dylan
I
Hollis.
know,
he's-
like literally, that was my thought. I was like, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
really fucking annoying, like dude
yeah,
from Canada.
This
this guy, the obnoxious gay guy.
Yeah, but he's on. He is also on YouTube. But then I might actually subscribe to him because
Yeah, he does long form videos on YouTube, but
Yeah,
like he
and
also does
his TikTok videos.
I feel like
he's
he's
really
on crack sometimes, honestly.
he's
A lot
really
of-
obnoxious on his TikTok videos. His YouTube videos are
Oh,
way
shit,
way
this
more
is-
chill.
This is actually the.
I mean, well, you've only got like 30 seconds on TikTok, so
Yeah, so he has to be
You know-
like TikTok is designed to make
Because
people
I've
just
seen him like
annoying.
as annoying as he is. I've seen him. A lot of the TikToks that I've seen of him floating around had me go, huh. So that's.
I literally have tried most of the
Cold oven cake.
recipes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Are they good?
This is
the one
I was talking about. Cold oven cake.
oh yeah this
Mm.
It's
This one's
fucking
interesting.
ridiculous.
but
like,
no
have you not-
his
Lunch pans.
the recipe I want to try is the apple pie without apples because
Mm.
instead of apples
Then
the
why?
recipe
Okay, but why
calls-
is it called apple
I'm gonna
pie?
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. It's because
I'm not.
he uses Ritz crackers instead of apples. That's what the recipe calls
What?
for. And it's
Then
just
why isn't it called Ritz cake?
because it was made like the recipe is like from the Great Depression.
It's also
And they
why-
needed to be apple pies.
Well, they wanted apple pies, but they couldn't afford apples.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
And yeah, it's just like
Sucks to
the
suck,
way
I guess.
it was just like the combination of spices and the way he had to cook it. It turned the Ritz crackers into like a simulacrum of apples,
Oh,
like an ersatz apple.
yeah.
Yeah. And he tried it and he said it worked. It's like it tasted like apples and they kind of had the slight firmness you get in an apple pie. It just he was surprised. He was honestly surprised that it worked.
When
I
I
was
try
like,
old
I wanna
recipes,
try
I'm
that.
usually surprised because I'm like, this sounds gross, and then you try it and you're like, it's not horrible. It's
I
definitely
love-
depression food.
Yeah, I actually love depression food. It's there's this channel Glenn and Friends Cooking. It's probably my favorite cooking channel. They have this thing called
He's a pleasant old man.
Sunday morning in the old cookbook show, where it's very often it's depression era recipes, and a lot of those are my favorite, probably my absolute favorite casserole, which some I call macaroni al depressione. It's
LMAO.
basically
unironically the actual name for it.
No, it's like Depression era mac and cheese, but it's
Uh,
straight up when I am depressed, I can cook this and it will make me happy because it's like a kind of like discount mac and cheese with tomato sauce, and I love
that
that
sounds good.
because every
Yeah, yeah.
time, like as a kid, when I had the thing that I knew as mac and cheese had tomatoes in it. And so whenever I made like I've made a dozen American mac and cheese recipes, and there was always something missing, and it was the tomatoes. I love mac and cheese
Yeah.
with tomatoes, and a lot of the nice
I've
thing
never
about a
tried
lot of
that.
these like depression era recipes is that they're super easy to upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give it. Yeah, that's the best thing
They
about
got the bare
depression.
minimum.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's just it's the bare minimum, so you have a lot of room to customize.
yeah. Just put
With
some
what a-
fucking Dijon in there. Boom.
Bam. Great
Yeah.
Poupon.
Yeah.
There's another YouTube cook that I really like. It's Cowboy Kent Rollins.
Uh
Yeah, he does like cowboy cooking. of
Like
just,
out
like,
on the range
does
or
that
like
mean?
Yeah, he's like literally out. He has a cattle ranch, and he cooks out on the range. Like he has like this old.
cowboys move around a lot, so like in a cauldron or like
What's this guy
Well,
called?
Kent
Cowboy.
I linked his YouTube
Okay,
channel.
okay.
Cowboy Kent Rollins. My favorite thing is his banana pudding recipe is exactly the same recipe my grandma made for banana pudding.
Hell yeah.
oh.
Banana pudding.
Yeah, nanner pudding.
Because now that I'm getting into LARP, and like one of the main contentions of LARP is that you can portray what you can do, basically. I feel like I kind of want to maybe get into like cooking outdoors
Nice.
more,
I
because
Nice.
I want to be
You're
that
gonna be the guy that
yeah,
everyone loves.
who makes the food. I mean, I've actually,
yeah.
I've had this idea for a LARP character I want to play, and I'm gonna post his name real quick, and I challenge
on.
you all to find out what character in popular fiction he may or may not be based upon. So this is the name. Baron Gernot Paul Burkhard Gutemann von Regenholz.
I'm lost.
Baron Gunholt, Paul Burke, Gudemar, Regenholz.
Yeah, and
Oh
it's,
my God.
so he has a very it's a very
Angry
specific
German swearing.
specific character that he's inspired by.
I have not enough German
Yeah,
cultural
I'm-
things.
It's
to
not German
actually-
culture at all.
Is it
It's
Austrian?
You all know
Austro-Hungarian?
this character. I guarantee you that you know the character that he's inspired by, and the clue is very much in the name.
Fuck.
Repeat the
I
name,
can't-
but slower, please.
It's in
I've
the
written
chat.
it down. It's Baron
Well,
Gernot Paul Burkhard Gutemann von Regenholz.
That does sound very familiar. Holy shit.
I keep, I'm like, I'm so mean brain, but I keep thinking of the Russian treasure island, Dr. Lively.
No, not quite.
Oh god.
But it's
Is he from Treasure Island, though?
no. He is this. I am not playing a character. Actually, no one understands this joke, but it's not a character from Treasure Island. Sandro.
Damn.
Okay. What about Treasure Planet?
Also not.
What?
Also no. It's
okay.
from a real life television show for real life actors. That
Is it?
Very narrowed that down.
yeah.
Is it in relate? Is Mr. Rogers
No.
in the okay?
It's also
Mr.
has
Rogers-
no
Reality
like
TV.
it has no fantastical elements.
Is it reality
Yeah, that-
TV related?
It's
Is
not
it
reality
British?
TV, no.
Is it
It's-
British?
It's not British.
Damn
It's
it.
very American.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I am
God
not
damn
good
it.
with American shows.
Oh god damn
I'll
it!
give now you have to crack it. It recently had its series finale.
Oh my god. Is it from Better Call Saul?
Hell yeah.
Are you
It's some
fucking
Oh, no.
serious?
Saul Goodman. Yes.
I
Oh.
literally said okay.
Did you say
It's fine.
that?
No, I said Goodman, and I was like, damn, I was really close.
Did you actually say Goodman though? When did you say that? I didn't
I
hear
did.
that.
I think I
Go
did
back.
hear somebody say Goodman.
Like
on
it
the
says
show.
Gutman,
Yeah,
and that's like
yeah.
I was like, okay, so
Well,
Goodman.
then I didn't hear that. That was correct. From whenever you said that, just pretend that you had the correct answer at that time. Yeah, I'm trying to. So
That's
one of
the
my
only part I could understand.
one of my favorite characters to play in like a pen and paper RPG has been a lawyer. He's not like, to be fair, he's not a crook lawyer. He's like an
Okay,
actual
I was
Not
gonna
like
ask.
lawyer.
actual Saul Goodman.
Yeah, he's not actually Saul Goodman in the sense like he's a dick. He's not going to try to fuck you over. But I do want to play
He does
a lawyer
know that you have rights.
because I am good at talking,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand how the law works a bit, like structurally speaking. And
Nice.
I've
You
had
have
a
to
big. I mean, I made a
listen
whole
for a law.
video about like how to world build legal systems.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really want to play like a lawyer character at a LARP. Like
That
a
would be cool.
notary attorney.
But like in LARP.
Yeah.
Wait, so you want to do like fantasy Ace Attorney?
Yes.
There you go.
Basically.
Phoenix Wright.
Basically. Yes.
Objection.
Exactly that guy.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
what were we talking about though before I started?
Speaking, no,
this?
really quick. Speaking of lawyers, I haven't watched She-Hulk yet.
Yeah.
But apparently, like the biggest complaint people have is that it's a courtroom show written by Marvel writers.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
heard about this.
That
I have not watched Marvel shows anytime
I haven't
recently
watched
since
I can't-
basically
okay,
the first Avengers
basically
movie.
they don't know how to write courtroom drama.
Yeah, yeah. They admitted this even. They were like,
I cannot
we just,
wait
yeah.
until
Yeah.
they pop a one-liner quip every 5 seconds.
Well, that happens.
They literally
Yeah.
they said that they were really fascinated by the courtroom setting, but didn't know how to write courtroom. So they just did it anyway.
That's
What a Chad move.
Respect. I mean,
it is incredible. It's not even because like these are people who work in Hollywood.
Of course.
There's so many courtroom drama writers.
well,
what was
It's probably
what
a
was
money
that TV
issue.
show called NCIS, right? No, not
Yeah.
NCIS. Law and
Law
Order,
and Order,
right?
yeah.
That's a
I was
pretty
about to
good
say
one.
like that was forensics.
Law and Order,
Yeah.
true crime.
But yeah, Law and Order. But Law and Order is technically more based around the drama part and less.
But still, there's
about the
so
law.
many courtroom dramas. Like I love courtroom dramas personally. It's one of my favorite genres
Mm-hmm.
of film. Like The Trial of Chicago 7 is like one of my top 5 movies. It fucking.
oh, I
rules.
recently rewatched 12 Angry Men. That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
So
The
good.
old one.
The old
Or
one from the
the-
50s.
I
I had to watch that.
It really sucks that in the book, the second juror was a black man, and that like really played into his character because 1950s.
yeah.
But in the movie, they replaced him like with a white
Yeah.
guy.
Damn, that fucked
I had
up.
to read. We had to read the play, and then actually, as a treat, the teacher said, "Hey guys, we spent a lot of time studying this. How about we watch the movie?"
There's a
Which was kind of cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think my
Last
favorite
teacher.
lawyer is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Atticus
That's my favorite
Finch.
law movie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know it doesn't have a lot to do with law, and it's more about the other stuff. But
I kind of don't like the second books that Margaret Atwood. Was it Margaret Atwood who wrote it, or fuck, who wrote
I
it?
don't know. I read it in school.
How about
Well, she released a second book just before she passed away, and it focuses more on Atticus Finch, and you find out that like he's a huge fucking racist.
how about Margaret Gatwood? And she has
Margaret
a huge dick.
Well, it's like in the second book, it's like it's supposed to be like, yeah,
I mean,
Atticus,
she'd have to have a huge dick, right?
Yeah,
With a name like that.
Atticus Finch is like this huge fucking racist, but the reason he defended the guy was because he was so committed to the rule of law that it didn't matter it was a black guy.
This is something that I see in people quite often, and I can't help but respect it because I think that's like exactly the right attitude that people should take to the law.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Most
haven't
people
read either of them. I have seen How to Kill a Mockingbird, that classic, but
Yeah, but it's just the fact that for so long everybody was like, "Oh, Atticus Finch,
He's such a good guy."
Yeah, and such a pioneer." And then like she releases the second book and dies, and it's like, "Oh,
And then fucking dies.
Yeah, and then it's like, "Oh, Atticus."
It was
Finch
so
is
bad
a piece
it
of
killed her.
shit."
that is like the ultimate bamboozle, I feel like.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a different question. I need an answer to this pronto. Why Doom is set in hell?
Right.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
is
It's technically
everything-
it's on Mars.
Why is everything
yeah.
here sci-fi shit?
Because okay, here's the
I
story.
mean, all the
behind
sci-fi
Doom.
ideas come from hell. Everyone knows that.
No, what happened in Doom? What happened in Doom? At least in the 26, because the original Doom didn't really have a story.
Yeah, it did.
Well, it did, but through
I can
magic.
tell you the
Yeah.
story of the original Doom. Basically, the forces of hell fucking invaded the human realm, and then fucking Doom guy got caught on a station. He found out that they killed his pet bunny. He got mad, and then he killed everyone.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
so this is just John Wick, like proto
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah,
But that was back when like id's idea of a story was like it's like story in porn. It's
mean-
expected, but it doesn't need to be there.
I mean,
That's how all video games started.
It was literally the exact same thing throughout the entirety of the 80s when the entirety of the story was crammed in the manual.
I love how you
You
say
know
that
those-
like you were there for the 80s.
I literally grew up in the 90s when my dad bought 80s games.
Posh is like
Okay.
an expert on old school shit, which is why he has such bad taste.
well, I
you.
mean, I'm also an
I
expert
love
because I
old
lived
games.
it. So
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
the reason I love old games is because it brings me a window to the past, okay? It like
You should be playing
It also-
Fortnite, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I will fucking strangle the person who tells me that IRL.
Well, no,
Like,
okay, here's the thing. Now that like Fortnite has like a Dragon Ball Z characters in
Oh
it,
God.
I hate to say this, but Fortnite is
Do you
the
hate to say it? Then why are you saying it?
because I need to spread it. I need to
It's
spread
like
hate-
the N-word,
hate me-
dude. It's sometimes.
Yeah, it needs to be
You
spread.
sometimes you just gotta let it out.
I hate saying that
Yeah.
too.
So, Fortnite was the game I dreamed of as a kid, where it just had every character I liked in it.
So it
literally
was you who
Brawl.
tweeted that because I've
There
been
is-
thinking about that tweet a lot these past couple
Yeah, I
of
was
weeks.
the one who
There is-
tweeted that.
And it's
it's like,
like,
'cause
this is
Look, M.
so true, and I hate that it's
M.
true.
It's like you
And
got
we had Smash Bros before Fortnite. Fuck are you on about, man?
That
But
was
it
just
did.
okay, but what other
Okay,
game
but there
can
weren't guns, okay?
Yeah, there weren't guns, and also where else can you get like Rick and Morty, fucking Master Chief, fucking
I don't like when my things overlap.
LeBron James, that one dude.
I was going to say like that Warner Brothers Smash Bros clone, but then you said Master Chief, and I was like, ah.
I have to like think to myself, what bad taste I had as a child that I would have wanted something like this.
Yeah. No, I've like gone back and like watched a lot of things that I loved as a kid, and I'm just like, I was a
watching
really stupid fucking kid.
the Fortnite videos, like somebody was playing it, and just seeing all of the things all together on the same screen, interacting with each other, wasn't nice.
The worst part I had of all of this is like I don't mind that you put characters. It's Fortnite. They got money to waste, you know. But
Yeah,
it's the fans that go. It's the Kamehameha. I'm like, ah.
That was very
Pronunciation.
funny.
You should
try the
when somebody
reversal
said
spin.
Kamehameha, dude.
I love that. I love that one streamer going Kamehameha.
It's like, well,
But,
how do
like-
you not know how this is pronounced? Like,
Right, it's
you
been
know, what
around
the
for 30
fuck?
years.
Yeah. It's not even like it's kids today still watch Dragon Ball Z. Like it's
Yeah,
Actually, I don't think they do.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I don't
Dragon
think.
Ball Z. I can
It's still
kind of
on
see why you would say that. But
Toonami.
I mean, wait, there's the Toonami's still
Yep.
around?
classic.
Toonami came back.
no, Toonami came back,
Oh,
bruh. How
oh,
did you
okay.
not know this?
I don't have
Bro, it's
cable
been
TV. I don't have cable
Bruh, it's
TV.
been
It's
all
not on
over.
cable.
It was all over the internet when it happened.
I
What are
have
you
not heard
talking
of this
about?
either. I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck.
no,
Oh.
I
I've
didn't
never
know.
heard of this.
Well, like
ever.
it went off the air when we
Yeah,
were like in high school,
yeah.
and then it came
Yeah,
back.
no,
Like, a couple
I
years
remember
ago.
it because like the voice actor for the
Tom was great.
yeah he
Love
was
Tom.
great and he was really sad. Like
He was very sad. He was
He
very
was-
depressed. Like I really.
no, he had like he was when they canceled Toonami he was like and then like oh man so they brought him back. They had to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
It's
looks
on adult
different.
Swim.
Like they
But
gave him a new body, but like
that's
it's the same time.
Just to real quick, why is Doom all sci-fi? This really has not been
Okay,
explained
here's
to me in
the-
a
okay,
satisfactory
We don't have an
manner.
answer for you.
No, I can explain it. I
You
can
can
explain
ask
it.
ID.
What happened was, and I'm going off the 2016 game and the modern game. And
Like it's supposed to be on
and
in
Doom Return.
space.
Okay, so
like, on Mars or
here's
something.
here's what happened. Here's what happened. Earth is running out of resources, specifically like energy.
Gay
So
sex.
like
Yeah.
a private
Yeah,
a
they
private
power Earth with demon energy. Oh,
yeah,
God.
literally what happens is they
Yeah, I
they go
remember
a corporation goes to Mars, finds all this like
Capitalism, baby.
finds like all this shit about like these great knights fighting demons, like all these ruins and shit, and they figure out they reverse engineer it and create something called arc energy, which is literally siphoning off energy from hell, and they use it to help.
So is Doom Guy a
keep-
space marine?
No, Doom Guy is actually one of the ancient knights that fought against hell that fought against demons.
Oh,
in
so he's
hell.
been around for like a million years.
Yeah, he's been around
Yeah.
for a million years.
He's been
And-
fighting demons this hardcore for a million years.
Yeah, and when he wakes because he wakes up, in like the human complex on Mars, when he wakes up, he comes out of a sarcophagus, like this ancient sarcophagus.
Oh damn.
And like the first thing and the first thing he does is like a human possessed demon who looks like a piece of
A
shit.
Cyclops.
Yeah,
Miniature.
Demon that's
the
possessed by a
first
demon,
thing
that's
he
pretty
does
wild.
when he wakes up in the sarcophagus is this shuffling possessed human comes up to him. He just grabs him and smashes his head against the sarcophagus. That's like the first fucking thing he does. And like for the first 5 minutes of the game, he's walking around basically naked until he finds his power armor.
It's really
I should
cool
play this
to
game.
like have a purpose in life. I feel like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He knows what he's about.
Yeah, if you know what
Yeah.
you're about, you've got most of your life already figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just the way he acts in the 2016 game is amazing because like
Is that like
The-
the best one, or is that just the newest one?
it sets everything up. The second game, Doom Eternal, is actually as a game is much better. But like the Elon Musk insert, the big CEO guy who's this robot. Well, he's a human turned into a
More of
robot. He's like a
Zuckerberg insert then.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
he's like a transhuman.
So like a lizard man?
Transhumanist.
He's a robot.
Yeah, he
Ruben.
Listen, as soon as transhumanism is available, give me some implants, buddy.
he's
Yeah.
he's an
Yeah.
he's an HTR, human to robot
Yeah.
trans person.
Yeah.
But no, like he everything's fucking up. Hell's leaking onto Mars. Hell is all over Mars, and he's like trying to keep everything under control. And then he sees Doom Guy running around just like smashing everything. He's like, I think you and I he like communicates to him through like a intercom system through like a tablet. and he's like, I believe you and we can work together to stop this. And Doom Guy is just like,
Okay,
smashes,
Doom is in the
smashes-
future.
smashes the tablets.
Oh,
Yeah.
question, Burger. Have you read the Doom comic?
No, I have
Doom
never read any
old one?
comic.
Good,
I'm not
Oh,
a huge
it
comic
is-
fan.
Good.
It is available for free online.
I just do not like comics.
Okay, in the Doom comic, he gets back to Earth, and Earth is overrun by the demons of hell. He lands in Utah, and
So, but like,
And
why do
works-
the
and-
demons have technology?
they don't. Well, they don't. Okay, some of the demons have technology because, in true corporate fashion, the corporation tried to weaponize some of the demons.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the Manticore. With the Manticore, they like heavily modified it to use it as like a soldier. And yeah, it obviously didn't work out. But no, in the Doom comic, isn't it in the Doom comic he teams up with a bunch of Mormons?
No, that's the book.
That sounds amazing.
Book, okay, not the comic book, the book.
No,
yeah,
no. See, the comic is the over-the-top, cheesy, like
yeah,
action movie, like comedy thing.
yeah.
Um,
Whereas in the book, he like teams up with the Church of Latter-day Saints to fight.
But yeah,
demons.
as of Doom Eternal, the Doom comic book is canon,
Yeah, oh, nice.
which is hilarious.
You are huge. That means you have huge guts. Rip and tear.
Based.
Wish that were me.
Yeah, honestly.
I haven't played all the way through the story in Doom Eternal, but I think in Doom Eternal, like Heaven gets involved, and like Heaven's doing some fucked up shit as
God,
well.
I
mean,
think
Heaven's
this
always
is
been doing
probably
some
my
fucked up shit.
favorite like singular panel from the comic. At this particular moment in time, I don't believe I have a healthier or more deeply felt respect for any object in this universe than this here shotgun. And then he immediately finds a chain gun, and he's like, "Screw respect, gimme!"
Also,
Such clarity of vision, honestly.
Also, I love the map because in Doom Eternal, Earth gets invaded by Hell as well, and I just love how like it's all in like one of the most religious countries in the world. America is just
What?
brimming with demons.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, like most of Russia and Australia is just like totally fine.
I mean,
That's
well,
Russia.
Australia's got like crazy wildlife to protect it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not gonna
Also-
go to the fucking. There's like fucking snakes over there. It's not gonna fucking. If I was a demon, I wouldn't want to go to Australia.
I
I'd be
wouldn't
like,
pick Australia.
You know what? It's bad enough here. I'm just gonna.
Actually, it looks like Germany is like pretty heavily hell
Yeah,
infested as well.
It's, you know, It's the
Europe
work
is
ethic.
basically like 87% casualties.
Yeah. What Okay, I guess I haven't gotten far enough. What's the deal with like Greenland and northern Canada? Why?
Well, why do
Those
they
are-
exist?
No, like
Wait,
why?
does the redness indicate the number of casualties?
Yes, that's the number and percentile of casualties.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think-
nobody lives in the overwhelming majority of Greenland, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay,
Like, in
no. The
June
red,
2016?
the red. I think is the amount of demon infestation.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I think that's what the red is.
But
Is
yeah,
the-
like in the
yeah.
vast majority of the Doom 2016 universe, most of Earth is uninhabitable. Like just straight up.
Yeah, but that's due to like pollution and shit. And then after the demons invade, it gets worse.
Well, I'd argue it gets worse when they start using Argent energy, which causes random demon mutations in people.
I feel like if that happened, and they're not just automatically like, maybe we should go back to solar. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Ah, yes,
that
my
is-
entire household is powered by Argent energy.
Ah,
why
demons.
is my toaster screaming at me?
To be fair, you know, given how we treat climate change, this is not
Yeah.
particularly unrealistic. Like,
It's true.
I do like that one part in Doom Eternal where like I forgot why you're doing it, but you have to
Yay.
blow a hole through Mars
He's
and
dead.
like the CEO guy is like, "Do not blow a hole through fucking Mars," and you just do it. You just do it.
Oh hell, that is praxis, my friends.
The Doom guy does not give like Doom guy knows that the CEO is the reason this is all happening, and he's just like
You know, I'd
barely
be
containing
interested
the
to
urge
get
to
Doom Guy's
destroy.
take on a lot of things because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
from like a million years ago, right? So like, he has a different view on things.
Well,
Well,
he treats he
Women
treats-
belong in the kitchen.
like in the first game, he actually kind of befriends the AI of the because there's a separate AI that's like maintaining the base on Mars.
So when he
Yeah.
went in the
Vega.
sarcophagus, were there technology?
Apparently, like because he had brothers, he had fellow knights, and when
Mhm.
you see them, because they all apparently something happened where they all died in hell, and
Okay. I was gonna ask if he was the only one.
he was like he's
left.
like the last survivor of like his
Of
order.
course.
And like when you see them in hell, they kind of look like medieval knights.
I see.
When he sees
So
their
he
bodies.
should be really fucked up about technology. Like, it should
Oh,
take him
no,
a while to understand how things work.
What, Doom Guy?
He learns pretty quickly.
Doom Guy. Right, so Doom Guy canonically is from modern Doom, right? He's from the our future, the
Yes.
far
Okay,
future
so
of
he is-
2020.
Uh-huh.
Not
Um,
the medieval knight that was just explained to me.
No, Doom
What?
Guy, however, is
No.
also multiversal.
That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
he's
Yeah,
interdimensional.
He is-
Oh my
yeah,
he is-
yeah. That's it.
He is
That's-
many
Okay, but
years
then
old
why was
because
he in a sarcophagus?
he finds gates into the various parts of hell in different multiverses and beats the shit out of everyone, which is why the demons shit themselves when he's around.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question.
Why
Why
is
did
he
wake
the
up?
only one if they can transfer dimensions? Then they
If-
can just slip into a dimension where they're not
well,
dead.
like in this,
He only
well,
wanted to
and this is like my headcanon is that each time like one of his brothers died, he just gets their anger like transfers to him. So like since he's the last one, he's like the angriest.
And
That's
not
my
the best
headcanon.
emotion to have.
Like, he is just literally too angry to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like towards the end of 2016, it's like when you actually go into hell, you quickly realize it's like hell is afraid of him, and now they're like doing because he reversed their invasion of Mars, and so now they're like doing everything they can to get him out of hell because they are terrified of him.
Big top energy.
Speaking of like getting out of hell and shit, shout out to Epic Games for making
what did they do?
Saints Row Epic Games
Hell yeah.
exclusive. Because I
Oh.
don't have to, I will never feel the urge to play it now. Because apparently it
looks-
fucking sucks.
It looks
Oh, yeah.
terrible. It looks so bad.
I have never played.
I've never used the
Saints
Epic
Row,
Games.
but
I
I've
love
heard that
Saints
the
Row. It's
first-
so good.
I've heard.
If
I've
you've
heard
never
the
played it,
first one.
I have a
Saints
Dr.
Row-
Genki cosplay.
Hell
So
yeah.
Saints Row 2 is a very good starting point for the series.
Like
Yeah,
I've heard
my
the
first one was
two
the
Saints
third
Rows.
one. The third one was the first one I played. It's
Yeah,
it's
two
just
and
so
three are
good.
the best. Yeah, 2 and 3 are the best.
I've
I'd
heard
argue that
the
2 is the
first-
best in the series.
I've
I-
heard that the first two are like somewhat dark humor, but like serious.
Well, they're
Um,
not serious. It's
They're not.
it's crime comedy, and
Okay.
they're more grounded in reality than the like the
Then-
later two games.
Yeah.
The fourth game
Okay.
just goes complete like batshit crazy.
I love that
Um,
about the fourth game, though. I love that the gangster boss becomes the president of the United States, and then aliens invade, and he, like, from within the simulation, kills the aliens who like Shakespeare. Like, it's just
That's pretty great.
the
Yeah.
degree of insanity of that game it's so good.
And then you have the downloadable content expansion pack as
Yeah.
well, which is Get Out of Hell.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
where you play Johnny Gat.
where
Johnny Gat.
Yeah.
you can, as Johnny Gat, pretty much bang Satan's daughter.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Oh
kill
yeah, I heard
Satan.
about
I mean, are you telling me you wouldn't?
And even it's funny,
You
even
know.
in hell, right? Jarrett Vogel of Vogel Industries just sets up fucking Vogel Industries in hell.
Yeah. It is so good. Just fucking. I like the somewhat more slow-paced abilities in Get Out of Hell too. Because in, like the main game, like these cyberpunk abilities, they're cool. They're really cool. But it Get Out of Hell, it felt a lot more weighty to use your abilities, if that makes any sense.
The one part of Saints 4 that I loved.
I mean,
is,
if you
like,
know you're just gonna be
is-
all right, it's less fun.
the part I loved in Saints Row 4 was when you're because you're on that ship with all
Yeah.
your crew you can have sex with everybody
Yeah.
except Keith David.
That is a travesty.
Really?
No.
Not even you can't have sex with Keith David?
No, he turns you down.
Well, that
He's
kind
like-
of sucks.
Realism strikes
He's
again.
like-
I
he's
do
like-
love
yeah, he
that
doesn't-
they just put Keith David in there. Like it's
No,
not even,
yeah,
it's like he
Is it-
was never in the previous games, and then just there was some trailer for the game, and then it's like, and Keith David as Keith David, and they just act like he's been your best friend forever. It is incredible.
Oh, was it 3 or 4 that like the like one of the like in the press kits they sent out, they literally gave you like a dildo bat.
Oh,
I think
my
it was in the third
God.
one.
Yeah, that was-
Penetrator?
That's Saints Right the third.
Penetrator. Okay.
Yeah. the
Yeah, because
third.
Jim Sterling like rocked that dildo.
I mean,
bat
who
for, like,
didn't,
years.
really?
Yeah.
Let me find my what. I have one actual screenshot on Steam, and it is
Yeah.
of
The
my.
one. He has never had any other screenshot on any other Steam game.
That
ever.
yes,
That's what he just said.
yes.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is.
thanks for,
Oh,
thanks
yeah,
for
I-
turning down my attempt as a joke, guys.
Alright,
You're very
copy
welcome.
page URL. Then let me fucking do this
You're
this
welcome.
way.
Oh yeah, I have a couple screenshots from Saints Row 3. Let me do this.
Here it is. This was my fucking shit. Just give me the fucking picture.
Ah.
No, not like
Well, while you're finding that,
Steam folders, Burger. Just go to the Steam folders.
this
Copy
was my character and
Yeah.
my main ride.
That
was
is
the Symmetra.
baller.
Purple.
Mine was literally the inverse of that, and it's this guy, and this was my main ride.
Yeah.
Straight up. So we
Yeah, hell
we could have cruised through town.
Could have
together.
made like
Oh,
a street
yeah.
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love that cement truck.
Yeah.
Because you could tune up your cars. So this thing went so fucking fast, and it
Yeah.
hit like a
truck?
like a truck, literally.
Like a cement truck, yeah.
Yeah, the golf cart too. It was fucking quick by the end of it.
Oh yeah, Saints Third also had the dubstep gun, as well.
Yeah.
I remember that one, yeah.
God, Saints Row was such a good game. I can't believe they just, like you said, at least it's on the Epic Store.
Yeah, apparently
we
it
can
sucks
just-
now. So I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
we can just pretend it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I saw like a thing where it's basically like a mission, and the whole dialogue is just the woman character. Like, well, I guess like it just this person played the woman main character, but like the main character is saying "fuck,"
Mm-hmm.
and that was the joke. It's that the character says "fuck."
Oh, she says fuck.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Damn.
Yeah.
Freaking wild, man.
They're so edgy.
Are you still playing the same game, Posh?
Yeah, it's just a mini game I can play.
Hmm.
Fuck.
Oh, you're not playing the same game then.
Speaking
I mean-
of minigames, I
got
kind of
'em.
miss playing Doom 3 because there was an arcade station there where you could play Turkey Puncher.
Turkey puncher?
Oh yeah, Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turkey Puncher was fun.
all you did was punch a
You
turkey until it exploded into giblets, and then a new turkey would spawn.
Oh.
Oh,
That
another
that
game.
rocks. Yeah.
Another game that actually you can't get on Steam anymore because Prey, the original like 2009 game, I think.
Yeah.
For Prey, where you play as a Native American during an alien invasion.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts about it was they actually got Art Bell from Coast to Coast AM to narrate the invasion over Earth radio, because it's like while you're going through the Dyson sphere, you'll pick up radio signals, and most of the time it's like Art Bell like talking with callers like he does on Coast to Coast about the alien invasion.
I don't know who Art Bell is, to be fair.
I have no
Oh yeah,
idea
yeah. Oh wait, Art Bell was an American institution. Coast to Coast AM is like InfoWars, but not evil.
That has got to be the worst description I've ever heard.
It is a terrible description. Basically, like the people he has on well, it's almost always like callers that call in, and it's just like he retired, he passed away. There's a new guy who's actually just as good in my opinion, but callers call in, and it could be anything from like a dude going like, so I've worked at Area 51, and let me tell you, man, they got these potatoes. They're putting bones in the potatoes.
Oh, I understand the format, and this literally straight up is something that I want to be doing in like 20 years.
It sounds cool.
And then like he'll get people calling in like, going like, so there's like a gateway in the North Pole.
I used to work for the FBI.
Yeah. And let me tell you, there's Russians in the moon. They left them up there. They forgot about them. There's just Russians
left them up there.
Yeah, all they've been doing is
they've been farming potatoes and wanting to die.
Yeah, you just show up and like the Americans go back to the moon. It's like, oh, there's Russian people here.
Oh shit!
What? This is the moon? I thought this was just Siberia. What the fuck?
Yeah.
See, the thing is, it's like, okay, me saying like they're like InfoWars but not evil. It's like they don't ever push an agenda. Coast to Coast AM doesn't have an agenda. It's actually, it's more like Joe Rogan, but sillier, but also better. Yeah. That's a better description. It's like Joe Rogan. But yeah, it's just sometimes they have guests come on to talk about whatever. Like the biggest like thing that came from Coast to Coast was the Soviets drill into hell. That you've heard about.
I heard
that, right?
about this. Yeah, that was
from there. Drill into hell.
Yeah. The
like
audio
the mantle of the earth.
The Kola borehole, right?
The Kola.
Yeah.
And like he got like it wasn't even an email. It was like a cassette, like an audio cassette tape was like mailed to him with like a letter saying like, "This is what the Soviets found when they drilled into the Kola Peninsula. Be warned. This is very disturbing. You need to warn your listeners. This is very disturbing." And it just sounds like a like the audio from a gay porno. It's like just a bunch of men screaming and yelling.
I really want to like do something like this, a format like this, but I feel like it would be extremely difficult to. So I want genuine nut jobs, and I feel like the thing that I would get. Yeah, would just be
like
people
actual fucking crackheads.
Yeah, what would happen basically is just it would be people pretending, like beaming and trolling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd have to really vet because, like, Coast to Coast, they've got a pretty good system to keep out like actual like bad people, like actual like Nazis and shit like that. They've got to.
I don't even care about the Nazis. I care about people being like, you know.
Oh yeah, another thing. Like back at 4chan did this like back when 4chan first started up, back when it was like an actually like fun place to be around. Was they would they would get together and they would call in like in a row to coast, and they'd basically explain because Art Bell, he was born in the 1930s. He doesn't know anything about video games or their plots or anything. So they would call in, and they would be like, they would basically explain the plot of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 to him as like
And
a
try to pass
legitimate
it off as real.
as pass it off as real, and he just bought it. He was just like, "Oh wow, oh they're doing what? Okay, so you have this organization in New Mexico called Black Mesa, and they're doing what?
I mean, he
What's
probably
happening?"
didn't buy it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but he was going with it.
He was intrigued with it. He went with it, and then like after like a I think it was like a couple days later, he was like, "Yeah, that my team, we figured out what was going on, and they stopped those calls." But it was pretty funny.
But what is the system that they had to like ensure there were no scammers, trolls on it?
Just well, like
Oh,
with
so
the guests,
you
it's
don't
like-
know?
You can
Okay,
say,
it might have
"I
been-
don't know."
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
know.
just say that.
I don't- with the guests, it was a lot easier because they actually
obviously,
have.
yeah. No, but because there's
Yeah.
this thing in Germany called this guy called Jürgen Domian, and he used to have like this radio show. He's not officially trained. He basically it's how do you translate Telefonseelsorge? It's basically
Telephone
like
chat?
counseling. People would call
Oh,
in
yeah.
and talk about their opinions, and he would sometimes give them advice. And there's very famously a couple that are just extremely weird. Like the guy, I definitely told you about this one. Like the guy who would just buy. You know how in Germany you can buy pork that's raw and you can just eat it.
What?
Yeah, it's called Met. It's a classic German.
Oh, it's an actual dish.
Yeah, it's an
Oh.
actual dish. So what he would do, once every couple months, is buy a couple kilos of Met, go to his kitchen and like shape a woman out of it, and then he would
Oh.
fuck that for like a week until it was so disgusting that even he couldn't handle it anymore.
A
Oh,
week.
wow.
Jesus.
There's a lot of stories like this, and I would love to be like a combination of Jürgen Domian and Louis Theroux in 20 years. Like I want to do that kind of like just completely gonzo, non-objective, just people experiential type. I wouldn't even call it journalism. Just show the human condition in all its shapes.
Also,
That'd be cool.
another thing that makes Coast to Coast AM so good is that it broadcasts on AM radio from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So you're just getting all like the night
I'm not big
people,
then.
Oh hell,
you know,
yes.
listening to AM radio. It's based out of Pahrump, Nevada,
Yeah.
which is like about 70 miles north of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
There's not
Oh.
much there, man.
Yeah. They also have like an app, like because Coast to Coast has been going on for so long. They have like an app with a subscription service, so you can listen like to broadcasts anytime, and they give you like the archive of like all their shows, like going back to the 80s.
It makes me think of like Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Space Ghost was based on Coast to Coast.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Fucking.
It kind
I
of
can't-
sounds like
I
it,
can't-
doesn't it?
I kind of want to buy you a subscription burger so you could just listen.
I don't have the time to do that. I will
Yeah.
never find the time to do that, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's just the fact that like he met like they do a 4-hour show every
Yeah.
night, 5 days a week, and they've been doing it since the 80s.
that is
and
fucking
it's-
crazy, dude.
And it's you're always gonna find something interesting because they find a guest who's weird, and it's just you just get
See,
the
this
weird.
this is a problem. I feel because there is so much just actively very interesting stuff that there is like in the way that at least I consume media anymore. No, like I'm just gonna put this on, and maybe I will hear something interesting. Like, I can always go on Netflix and watch like top tier television. I always be watching like Better Call Saul or some shit. I can always go on YouTube and look at like fucking the best cooking recipes and stuff. It's really I wish that was a thing I could still like do.
Yeah.
Just
But
find
you
cool
can't.
shit.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
find
why-
cool. I know. I
Fine.
find cool shit. The cool shit finds me eventually because I'm on this server. I'm on Twitter, so it gets filtered, and like it eventually the best bits reach me. But there is a lack of basically going to the. This is an analogy. I've never experienced this myself, but there is no like going to the Blockbuster video, finding that the Blockbuster films that like the big ones have all been rented out, and then just getting some random shit off the shelves that looks interesting, and then it's like great.
Oh yeah,
That's a good feeling.
That really that
is.
happens to me very rarely anymore.
Aw.
There's a video rental store out. I think it's in Portland. That's actually it's a VHS like archive.
Yeah.
But you can rent out you can rent out any video you want, and I
Yeah.
think they have like
We have
like
a place
over-
called Salzer's DVDs, and
yeah,
it's
I
like
think-
80s themed.
Yeah, but with this place, it's like not only can you rent out like cassettes, they rent out like VCRs as well, so
Yeah.
in case you don't have one, and they have like 50,000, at least 50,000 VHS tapes, and it's just
Gotta watch
So
The
much-
Blob on VHS.
so much just weird shit, just cool. It's shit that will never ever ever be digitized and put like on streaming service or even put on sale.
That I
Just 'cause-
find that very irritating. Everything needs to be digitized and conserved for eternity. All that weird shit,
Yeah.
it needs to happen.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's why I said that's why like I really support the Internet Archive
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's because I love that's one of the things I love to do is just like go onto the Internet Archive and just browse collections and just see like
this is really why I'm into old gaming, because it's like you preserve an old media, right? And that's great, right? You preserve like a piece of history.
Yeah.
Some people might not consider it, but it is legitimately a piece of history. And that's why I get really annoyed when it's just when a piece of media is just put on a website and you have to pay for it, and it's that only website you can get it, and you know that website isn't doing very well. You
Yeah, it
know that
disappears.
website, or that it's not that it's going to disappear, but you know for a fact, like, one of these days, this company is going to say, right, we're going to migrate to an actually popular website, and half of the games they have on that website are just going to disappear into the void.
That is like part of the all of media has adopted a philosophy of actually it's bad that old things exist. There should
Yeah.
only be the new thing.
You can't.
well,
I
dude,
hate-
no, it's not even with the old shit. It's with like look at what's happening with HBO Max. Like all those cartoons and animations
They're
that
just
people
getting rid of
pour, yeah, that people poured their lives into.
Yeah.
It's just all. It's like I've seen so many animators on Twitter going like the only way I can show this to my kids is to either pirate it or go to like Kiss Cartoon.
Yeah.
And like a lot of them are just telling their fans is like just pirate it. You know,
Just pirate it.
yeah, it's like
That's definitely what they should do. But it's fucked up because this is like how they actively are engaged in a process of like destroying culture to basically eliminate competition for themselves.
Yeah.
Because they are now in many ways competing with themselves with like old high quality media that's just like really good and really impactful. And you know, media across the board has just decreased in quality over the years.
That's why I like because Disney like just act like Song of the South, like their World War II cartoons, propaganda cartoons, like are just they don't exist according
Yeah.
to Disney. Whereas like with Warner Brothers, and I'm not I'm not trying to say like Warner Brothers is like great or anything. They're doing the bare minimum, but like when they released something from their vaults from like World War II or just like one of their older cartoons, they put a warning at the beginning that just says,
Yeah.
"Hey, look, this was from an earlier time. It has things in it that are highly offensive. We don't agree with it anymore,
hate
but
We have
this white
changed as
washing shit.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you put that in front of there. The past was a different time. Bear that in mind as you watch this. Don't like pretend
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's literally all you gotta do.
we gotta end the stream. It's time.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, like, end the stream if you want. I don't care at this point, but I need to say this.
The stream is now ended.
It's like
Okay, bye.
I